This woman is dying of cancer, yet she walks into her house and sees someone she never expected in bed with her husband. It is the ultimate betrayal, one that will drive her to do something no one sees coming. Kang Ji-won is 37 years old and she only has 6 months to live. Her husband did not answer when the hospital called about unpaid bills, so she paid the taxi fare herself and went home alone. She gets into a strange cab and the driver takes a different route. He glances in the rearview mirror and tells her she can always choose a different path. She has no idea what he is saying. She pays him when she gets home, but he hands back some of her fare, says to consider it a blessing from her father. She does not understand what he means. Not yet. The apartment is quiet when she gets in, but there are 2 pairs of shoes by the entrance that do not belong together. And then there are sounds coming from the bedroom. Laughter. Movement. Through the gap in the door, she sees them. Her husband, Min Hwan. Her best friend, Soo-min, the woman who sat beside her at the hospital only 3 hours ago, who held her hand and told her everything would be all right. The 2 people she trusted most in the world are tangled together in her bedroom, while she stands in the doorway, with a hospital bracelet still on her wrist. She stands there, listening. And then, Min Hwan says something that stops her cold. He knew she was getting sick. He bought cancer insurance. On purpose. They have been waiting for her to die, planning around it. The future they will build the moment she is gone. They are even annoyed she is not dying fast enough. Ji-won's head is reeling. She pushes the door open and grabs the nearest object. Then another. Soo-min scrambles out of bed. She sees their wedding photo and flings that at the cheaters too. Min Hwan just stands there, protecting Soo-min. He walks toward Ji-won and threatens to hit her, tells her there is nothing she can do about it. They are not even repentant. Soo-min actually tells her that the living should go on living. Unable to control her anger, Ji-won starts hitting her best friend. Min Hwan grabs Ji-won from behind and shoves her into the glass coffee table. Her head hits the table and the world stops. April 12th, 2023. And this is how Ji-won dies the first time. Suddenly, Ji-won opens her eyes. She is standing in the middle of an office, co-workers at their desks, and right in front of her is Min Hwan, grabbing her waist. On pure reflex, she lunges at him, dragging his hair. It takes 3 co-workers to pull her back. She tears herself free and runs outside, spins in the middle of a Seoul street. A billboard stops her cold. The date reads 2013, 10 years. She is 10 years in the past. Ji-hyuk follows her outside with his jacket and cab fare. Later, he drops groceries at her apartment without being asked. Ji-won sits alone that night, staring at the food, running through everything she knows about him. Ji-hyuk will become CEO of their company. She remembers all of it. Then, she finds the note tucked inside the cab fare. A small heart drawn on the bill. Her father used to draw hearts, exactly like that. The taxi driver was her father's spirit. A second chance handed back to her on a folded bill. And already, she is starting to understand exactly how she is going to use it. The first order of business is Min Hwan. In this timeline, they are still together. He rants about not wanting kids like he is doing her a favor. Ji-won tells him they should break up. He will not take no for an answer. He follows her and slams her into a wall, grabs her wrist hard enough to leave marks. They end up at a police station. The cops do nothing. Back home, Ji-won checks her bank account, nearly empty. Years of quiet drainage she never questioned because she loved him, because she trusted him. That version of her is gone. She knows which companies will succeed, and she starts investing. Quietly, carefully. But something strange happens. Almost immediately, she buys shares in a company Min Hwan also invested in. The moment she buys, he sells. When she avoids injuring herself the way she did in the previous timeline, Ji-hyuk gets hurt instead. The events are fixed. They do not disappear. They move to whoever is standing closest. Ji-won goes very still, with that realization. Whatever happened to her will happen to someone. The cancer, the betrayal, the grave Min Hwan was already picking out. Someone is going to live that life. This is where she makes her boldest move yet. She is not just planning revenge, she is handing over her own ruined fate, like a gift, wrapping it up neatly, and delivering it to the person who helped destroy her. Sumin can have it. If you woke up knowing everything, knowing exactly who was going to betray you, and exactly how it ends, what would you do? Would you run? Disappear? Change your name and never look back? Because Ji-won is not running. She came back to finish something. The first move is elegant in its simplicity. In her previous life, Sumin tripped Ji-won in the cafeteria when she refused to go for Indian food. A small cruelty Ji-won always forgave. This time, Ji-won trips Sumin first. Sumin goes falling, straight into Min Hwan. At work, Ji-won builds her own circle. 2 co-workers, Ju-ran and Hui-yeon, warm and funny, and exactly the kind of friends she never let herself have. Sumin immediately notices she is being left out, and Sumin has never been good at being left out. So Sumin corners their manager in a stairwell, flirts with him, shows him Ji-won's meal kit proposal, and claims every word of it as her own. The manager, completely charmed, agrees to move forward with her. Ji-won watches, but does nothing, because she already knows what is coming for that project. Min Hwan is already calculating. Ji-won is stable, useful, the kind of woman you marry when you need a financial foundation and nothing more. Sumin gifts Ji-won earrings for an upcoming high school reunion. Real ones, supposedly. Ji-hyuk catches a glimpse and quietly tells Ji-won the brand is fake. He is trying to help her. He always has been. She just did not see it yet. Sumin has even pretended to innocently invite Ji-won out without mentioning it is the reunion, so she will arrive underprepared and look bad. Sumin gets there early. The old stories start immediately. How Ji-won stole Min Hwan from Sumin. How Ji-won always took what was not hers. How Sumin was the real victim all along. The door opens. Ji-won looks different. Someone notices the earrings. Specifically notices the difference between Ji-won's real ones and Sumin's fake ones. Sumin's face goes rigid. Ji-won's old bullies follow her to the bathroom. Same accusations, same routine. In her previous life, she cried alone in a stall until they left. But this time, she steps out and looks them dead in the eye, asks calmly what she ever actually did to deserve any of it. Turns out Sumin told them Ji-won had stolen Yoon-ho, her supposed high school boyfriend. Sumin denies everything, and then Yoon-ho walks in at exactly the right moment. He confirms, simply and flatly, that he never dated Sumin, not once. The whole architecture of Sumin's story collapses in about 45 seconds. Yoon-ho follows Ji-won outside and blurts out that he had a crush on her in high school. Ji-hyuk sees everything from his car. He does not say a word about it. Back at the office, Ji-won keeps pulling strings. She knows the meal kit project Sumin stole will feature a company director named Wang as its face. She knows his temper, so she calls him while he is boarding a plane, with a complaint, just casual enough to put him in a foul mood before takeoff. On the flight, he lashes out at an airline staff member. Someone records it. The video leaks. Wang gets fired. The project collapses. Sumin and their manager both take the fallout. Every single thing Sumin stole from Ji-won is now costing her. Ji-won watches the numbers go red on their side and green on hers. She is just getting started. Tipped off by Sumin, Min Hwan confronts Ji-won about meeting Eun-ho. She tries to explain. He gets physical, and then Ji-hyuk appears. He beats him back, stepping between them without hesitation. Ji-hyuk admits walking her home that he has been worried about her, that he likes her. He collapses at her doorstep. He has been injured longer than he let on. At the hospital, Ji-won sits beside him. She is still there when he wakes up. He takes her, once he is on his feet, to his friend's judo center, trains her to fight because she should not have to wait on someone else to feel safe. One afternoon, Ji-won is on the office rooftop, watching her enemies' lives unravel in real time. When Ji-hyuk comes to join her, she mentions she is listening to a BTS song, and he says Dynamite is his favorite. Wait, Dynamite? This is 2013. That song does not exist yet. Ji-won goes very still. Ji-hyuk must have come back too. Ji-won tells Ji-hyuk everything. The future she came from, her death, the way fate transfers from person to person, and her plan to redirect Min-hwan and Soo-min toward each other. Ji-hyuk listens. Then he tells her he also came back, that he attended her funeral in 2023, watched Min-hwan and Soo-min arrested for her murder, then a car accident, then 2013. He is lying. The truth is this. After Ji-won's funeral, Ji-hyuk got into a cab. The driver was her father's spirit. He asked what Ji-hyuk would do with a second chance. Ji-hyuk said he would use it to protect her. He woke up in 2013 with a blue heart tattoo on his chest, the same heart drawn on that bill. He was sent back for her. He does not say that yet. Years before any of this, back in 2005, Ji-hyuk met Ji-won once. She was drunk, had just lost her father. They spent one night in a park before she disappeared at dawn. He saw her again later on campus, crouched by a stray cat. Completely unaware he was watching, he built the cat a shelter when winter came. He had a dozen chances to walk up to her. He never took one. Now he has a second chance. This time he is not wasting it. There is a reason Ji-won trusted Soo-min above anyone else. A reason that goes back further than high school. Their parents had an affair. Soo-min grew up watching her father choose Ji-won's family over hers. She watched Ji-won have warmth and closeness with a man who barely acknowledged she existed. So she sought Ji-won out deliberately, made herself indispensable, and spent years stealing every single thing Ji-won had. Not because she wanted those things, but because Ji-won had them. Everything she did was jealousy dressed as friendship, and Ji-won knew. She saw through the lie about Soo-min's father being dead even when they were teenagers. She was kind to her anyway. That is what makes the betrayal so complete. Ji-won gave grace that was never asked for, and Soo-min used it to help plan her murder. The company retreat is where the affair becomes official. Ji-won wins the luxury camper. Soo-min gets a single tent. They get into a physical fight, and afterward, Ji-won walks up to her directly. No warmth, no pretense. Tells her she does not like her anymore, that she is done making room for someone who never deserved it. Soo-min walks away. Min-hwan follows to comfort her. They kiss, thinking no one is watching, but Ji-won can see them. She knew this was coming. She planned for it. She wanted it. Her eyes fill anyway, because she remembers how much she loved both of them. That kind of love does not disappear, just because it was wasted on the wrong people. Ji-hyuk covers her eyes before she has to watch more. She tells him quietly she did trust them. Completely. He tells her to focus on the fact that she won. The next morning, Soo-min and Min-hwan pass coffee at breakfast and laugh at someone's joke. Ji-won eats slowly across the table and watches. She is already 3 moves ahead. They get careless. They forget to post an allergy warning. A customer has a medical emergency. Min-hwan pays them off quietly. Then he checks his portfolio. His TKU stocks have collapsed. He has lost more than he can cover. He goes to Soo-min and tells her the truth. He has to marry Ji-won for financial stability. If things were different, maybe, but they are not. So he proposes to Ji-won. Drones, fireworks, all quietly arranged by Ji-hyuk. Ji-won slips on the ring. She accepts the proposal of the man who killed her. Not because she wants him, because she knows it will make Soo-min want him more, and because she knows exactly how this ends for both of them. Would you accept your cheating husband's proposal a second time just to destroy his life? Because Ji-won does not even hesitate. Soo-min later tries to apologize to Ji-won, but Ji-won is not interested. In a desperate act, Soo-min jumps into the river so Ji-won has to save her, and Ji-won does. Because it suits her plan to keep Soo-min right where she is. Soo-min shows up at Ji-won's apartment with gifts. Red heels, a cooking school enrollment, the same school Min-hwan's mother attends. A calculated move wrapped in a bow. Ji-won accepts every gift. She will use them all differently than Sumin expects. At the cooking class, Ji-won burns everything on purpose. Every dish, deliberately. Sumin stands nearby with perfect technique and perfect posture. Min-hwan's mother Ja-ok watches Sumin and immediately prefers her. Ji-won is doing Ja-ok's work for her. Ji-won antagonizes Jae-ok quietly through the entire meal. Every button, every line, until Ja-ok says something about Ji-won's late father. Ji-won stands up and calls the wedding off. Outside, Min-hwan grabs her arm. She uses the judo she has been practicing and throws him to the ground. The next morning at work, he storms across the office floor toward her. The slap lands. Before he finishes whatever he was going to say, Ji-won pulls out a pair of red panties and tells the room she found them in his car. She throws the engagement ring at his feet. The rumors spread before the ring stops rolling. Min-hwan confronts Sumin. She denies it. Their manager appears and goes after Min-hwan for hurting Sumin, which reveals in front of everyone that Sumin is the other woman. That week, Min-hwan is demoted and transferred. Sumin is disciplined and stripped of her full-time status. Their manager resigns rather than face demotion. The supermarket couple who nearly died from allergies shows up at the office. The woman slaps Ji-won in front of everyone. She has a letter posted on Instagram, supposedly written by Ji-won, accusing them of faking the allergy incident for free products. Ji-won looks at the handwriting. She recognizes it immediately. Sumin's. Ji-won calls Sumin out in front of the entire office and drags her to confess to the couple directly. Sumin looks around the room, and then she apologizes. She tells Ji-won she cannot live without her, and then she reveals she is pregnant. Min-hwan collapses. This is the moment where most people would feel everything slipping. Every careful move, every redirect, every piece of the trap Ji-won spent months building, and now Sumin is pregnant, or says she is. But here's the thing about Sumin. Nothing about her is ever what it appears to be. Ji-hyuk's friends find Min-hwan at rock bottom. They play loan sharks perfectly. Min-hwan, panicking, promises to pay once he is married. Goes to his mother. She beats him. Goes to Sumin and proposes. She says yes. Then, behind closed doors, she buys a positive pregnancy test and a sonogram photo from an anonymous seller online. The pregnancy was a lie. The love was a calculation. The friendship was a performance built on decades of jealousy. And now, Sumin is about to find out what it feels like to live the life she helped steal. Jae-ok refuses to buy them a house until they have been married 2 years. Sumin gets a cheap rental, a domestic honeymoon, and a wedding style she never wanted. She stands holding a property brochure and arranges her face into something grateful. This was Ji-won's life. The cramped future Min-hwan was always going to give her. The one built on being second to whatever he actually wanted. Sumin is welcome to every inch of it. Christmas. Yunho takes Ji-won to the rink. He is kind and attentive and genuinely good. When he drops her off, she tells him gently she sees him as a friend. Just a friend. Then she goes to Ji-hyuk's apartment. It is decorated for Christmas. She tells him what he means to her. She leans in and kisses him. He kisses her back, then pulls away. Tells her she will regret it. That he is going to die in 10 years and she deserves more than a man with an expiration date. She says she will not regret it. He steps back, closes the door. The next day he does not come to work. She makes porridge and uses his passcode to get in. When she hears something crash inside, she finds him on the floor, burning with fever. In the middle of the night, delirious, he keeps repeating the same thing. He wants to be solid land for her. In the morning, he wakes up to find her asleep in the chair beside him. She opens her eyes and tells him she is not going anywhere. He pulls her into a hug and does not let go for a long time. Sumin and Min-hwan's wedding day. Ji-won arrives looking stunning, Ji-hyuk at her side. She finds Min-hwan first and hands him an envelope. A legal notice. She is suing him for every one he borrowed. Then she finds Sumin. She looks at her. The woman who held her hand at the hospital, who sat beside her bed, who helped plan her murder, who befriended her on purpose out of jealousy, who spent years performing friendship while taking everything. Ji-won tells her thank you for picking up her trash. She sets down a pink Chanel bag, the same one Sumin had in the future. Ji-won bought it for herself in this timeline and is now handing it back. Every detail returned, every debt repaid. Then she walks into the ceremony. Sumin walks down the aisle. The doors burst open. The three school bullies from the reunion storm in and embarrass her and her mother-in-law. Everything Sumin built, dismantled in a wedding hall in front of everyone she was trying to impress. Min-hwan abandons her at the altar to take care of it herself. Ji-won and Ji-hyuk walk home holding hands. A woman is waiting outside, and she introduces herself as Ji-hyuk's ex-fiancée. Her name is Yura. She is staying in Korea. She's still in love with Ji-hyuk and wants him back. Obviously, Ji-hyuk tells her no, but Yura does not accept no quietly. Ji-hyuk had confronted her years ago with photos of a woman badly injured in a hospital, all because of her jealousy. He broke off their engagement because of what she did. Now she is back, and she contacts Sumin and Min-hwan, sends them proof that Ji-hyuk is heir to U and K Corporation, shows them exactly what Ji-won has been building. Sumin realizes she has been orchestrated from the beginning, that Ji-won handed her entire ruined life to her, like a gift wrapped in red heels and cooking classes. She shows Min-hwan. They are furious. Min-hwan tells Sumin they should divorce. Unfortunately, Ju-ran, who works with Ji-won, has developed stomach cancer. She inherited Ji-won's terrible fate, even though she's been nothing but kind and hardworking. Ji-won's mother contacts her out of nowhere. They spend a day together. Ji-won buys her expensive clothes and jewelry. Something almost like warmth tries to form between them. Then, her mother asks for money. Ji-won laughs, not bitterly, just knowing. Sumin called her mother, knew she needed cash, sent her to Ji-won like a weapon dressed as an olive branch. Ji-won tells her she just wanted one good day with her. She stands up and walks away. Think about what she has built. She walked back into the same life that killed her. Same office, same city, same people. She touched every part of their world and redirected it. Min-hwan is trapped in a marriage he settled for. The pieces are all exactly where she put them. But some traps do not announce themselves. And not everything that was transferred stays transferred. It is the anniversary of her father's death. Yura arranged the attack for this exact day, timed for when Ji-won is alone and unguarded at a grave so Ji-hyuk can't save her. Ji-won's mother, desperate and manipulated, helped arrange it. A warning call comes in. Ji-hyuk's friend is nearby, but his car breaks down. Ji-hyuk gets the call and moves immediately. Before he drives, he leaves Ji-won a voicemail. He tells her what he never said out loud, that in the future, he died in a car accident, that this was why he was sent back. Not for himself, not for revenge, for her. He tells her. He always knew there might be a moment where he would have to choose between his life and hers. He says he is sorry, that he cannot protect her forever. He says he loves her. And then the truck accelerates toward Ji-won. Ji-hyuk sees it coming and drives his car between them, taking the hit for her. He is badly injured. Ji-won sits in the waiting room. The chair is identical to the one where a doctor told her she had 6 months to live. She stares at the operating room door and does not move. Seok-jun tells her Ji-hyuk left her everything. His assets, his accounts, all of it. The doctors do not know when he will wake up. She overhears Sumin's name in one of Seok-jun's calls. She already knew. She was supposed to be the one dying, whose husband watched the clock, whose friends planned around her absence. She was supposed to be in the ground, but she came back. She rerouted every disaster. She shook the hands of the people who killed her and smiled while she dismantled their future. And now, the one person who chose her, who drove his car between her and the thing trying to kill her, is behind that door. Then, Ji-hyuk's eyes open. He reaches for her, tells her he loves her. She tells him back, tears already falling before she finishes the sentence. But the work is not done. Ji-won arrives at Ju-ran's home and sees something that freezes her in place. Red heels by the door, a broken lock, a man inside with another woman. She has seen this exact scene before. In her own apartment, the night she died. Juran's fate is playing out like Jiwon's. And before Juran's husband can shove her into the glass coffee table, Jiwon grabs a golf club and smashes the table herself. She breaks the fate before it can land. Juran's husband pushes Juran anyway. She falls, but the glass is already gone. Jiwon saves her, but it tells her something critical. Her fate is still in play. If she does not redirect it fully, Juran will die in her place. She needs Sumin to catch Minhwan the way Jiwon caught him. In bed, with another woman. The fate will land. Just not on Jiwon anymore. Jiwon and Ji-hyuk stage a breakup in front of Minhwan. She approaches him afterward, tells him things have changed, brags about the money the chairman paid her to walk away from Ji-hyuk. Minhwan's eyes light up immediately. He ignores Sumin's calls at dinner. Jiwon pretends to be nostalgic, scared, vulnerable. Everything she never let herself be in front of him before. He takes the bait completely. Behind the scenes, Ji-hyuk sends Yura a pair of red heels and a tin of candy. The same elements that were in Jiwon's apartment the night she died. Yura becomes the other woman. Minhwan moves toward her thinking he is playing everyone. He is the one being played. Sumin sees it, all of it. Minhwan with another woman. The insurance policy with her name on it. His plan spelled out loud enough for her to hear through the door. Every single thing Jiwon walked into on April 12th, Sumin is walking into now. The betrayal, the insurance money, the man she trusted, building a future on her grave. She is bound and left in an apartment, while Minhwan goes to find the gas. She breaks free. When he comes back, she attacks him with a knife. They fight. It is desperate. It is ugly. In the struggle, Sumin pushes him. He falls back, and his head hits the glass coffee table. The exact same way Jiwon died in her first life. Jiwon's fate found its mark. It was not Sumin. The man who killed Jiwon the first time dies exactly the way he killed her, on the same floor against the same glass. Karma did not forget a single detail. Minhwan is dead. The plan worked. Minhwan is gone. Sumin is loose and unraveling. Yura is being pulled toward a prosecutor. Jiwon should be safe. Then, someone cuts the lights. Sumin steps out of the shadows with a taser, and Jiwon goes down. She wakes up with her hands tied. Sumin is pouring gasoline on everything around her, apologizing in that familiar soothing voice. The one she has always used when she is about to do something irreversible. These are the exact words she spoke in Jiwon's past life. The exact scene, right down to the gasoline and the tied hands. But Jiwon is not surprised. She was expecting this. In one motion, she breaks the zip ties off her wrists. In the next, she has Sumin on the ground. This apartment has been the whole time. Everything Sumin just said and everything she just did is on record. A shopkeeper recognized Sumin buying gasoline from the news. He made a report that reached Seok-jun, who reached Ji-hyuk, who reached Ji-won. Instead of running, Ji-won let Sumin come. She wired the apartment, trained herself to break free from tied hands, and waited. Ji-hyuk walks in with police behind him. Sumin is taken away. They'll never meet again. In the morning, Ji-hyuk looks down at his chest. The heart tattoo is gone. The news comes in shortly after. Yura died in a car accident. The mission is complete. Jiwon came back with a death sentence and 6 months to live. She walked straight back into the arms of the people who killed her and successfully dismantled their lives, piece by piece, transferring every disaster they built for her directly back onto them. Minhwan died the exact way he killed her. Sumin walked into the exact scene Jiwon walked into. The insurance policy, the betrayal, the glass table, everything she suffered was handed back to them. The tattoo her father drew on Ji-hyuk's chest to mark the mission disappears the morning it is finished, as if the universe itself signed off. Sumin is in prison, still playing the victim, screaming Jiwon's name in her sleep. Yura is gone. and Ji-won is standing in the morning light with the man who was sent back from the future specifically to keep her alive. Ji-hyuk has been carrying a ring for a long time. He gets on one knee. She says, yes, April 12th, 2023, the date she died the first time. They are standing in front of a painting of cherry blossoms, the same petals that fell outside her taxi window the night her father's spirit handed her a second chance on a folded bill. But today, she is alive. She is loved. She is standing next to a man who chose her before she even knew she was worth choosing. And she is happy. By 2017, her house is filled with laughter. She and Ji-hyuk have twins, a new life, built where the old one was destroyed. And on the date she was supposed to die, she is on a date instead, with the man who saved her. Sometimes, the greatest revenge isn't just becoming the person they can never reach again. It's making sure they pay every last cent of the debt they owe you before you leave them behind forever. And that was Marry My Husband, a story about power, revenge, and the unexpected price of love. Did it shock you as much as it shocked us? Subscribe for more cinematic drama recaps, and I'll see you in the next one.